The new For Honor hero, Ocelotl, got fully revealed on the Warriors Den live stream earlier today, and this video is just going to be a down and dirty recap of his moveset and the things you need to know ahead of his release next week. A little bonus, this is confirmed to be one of his executions. It's brutal. Now, getting into the moveset. He has an infinite chain that incorporates all core aspects of the For Honor moveset. So what that means is that he's not just relegated to the light, heavy infinite chain that we're used to. He has in-chain zones and in-chain bashes that he can utilize. So a couple rules here. Light attacks come from the spear. Heavy attacks come from the club. Zone opener comes from the club. Gets hyper armor a little later in his animation. Zone finisher utilizes both weapons. Gets hyper armor on startup. The infinite chain itself ends whenever you do two of the same attack consecutively. So light, light, zone, zone, bash, bash, and heavy attack finishers are unblockable. Ocelotl does have a second stance. It's accessed the same way as full block or Nobushi hidden stance, Sifu stance from JJ. And the way it's described is more for its mobility. It's not supposed to be a defensive action, but you do get a little bit of iframes on the startup, but your guard does go away. So you'll see them kind of phase in and out of it. You have your guard up, you see you're moving kind of slow while you're locked on, but when you're in prowl stance, you're locked on and moving pretty quickly. There's only one move you can do from this stance. It's a leaping heavy. You notice there's no undodgeable aspect on it. Looks like it's just a distance closer, and it does start your chains as well. Now we got to get controversial and talk about the feats. I'm not going to get into the debate. I'll let the rest of the community kind of talk about its merits and all that, but I'm just going to tell you what it is. The tier 1 is a passive and allows you to respawn yourself anywhere on the map. You start off with a low amount of health. As your timer continues to go down, you start regaining more and more health. If you hold on to this feat until the timer goes down to 0, you go back to your home spawn. And there are a few rules here, so you'll see like right when it first happened, there was a respawn delay, so you can't just respawn automatically like an auto revive. You aren't able to respawn on ladders, and you can't respawn like right next to an enemy. So you'll see later on in this clip, once you get close to an enemy, you'll see like a little radius telling you that you're too close and you can't respawn there. It's certainly going to be controversial. We'll see how it pans out. I'm not going to show the tier 2 and tier 3 because they're also passive and nothing crazy. Tier 2 just reveals the person who kills you and gives them a 15-second defense buff. Tier 3 gives you a buff, a speed buff, and attack buff on a kill. The tier 4 is a nice throwback to the long-range Shinobi GB days. It acts like a projectile. It pulls you in for a free GB and applies a little bit of bleed. Now, apparently you cannot just like pull people in like a crowd. Like people will get interrupted if there's obstacles or people in the way, but curious to see how this pans out. These feats are certainly interesting. But there you have it. A nice brief recap of Ocelotl. Definitely looks like an interesting hero. Probably the one I'm most excited for in a long while. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.